Okay, we're working on a 2001 Chevrolet Astro van with a 4.3 liter in it. Customer brought in saying that it felt like it had a skip and the check engine light was on. As you can see, we got a code P0300. So now I'm gonna look at my data. I took the car for a ride. Came in last night, so I took it for a ride. I recorded the data. What I found is that misfire data, it was showing cylinder 3 was misfired. So I'll take you there and show you that. Just give me a minute. We're using the Sols Ultra right now as a scan tool, updated to 14.4. I really like this tool a lot. It's really user friendly, easy to navigate with the touch screen, or you can use the thumb wheel. Alright, I'm going to go into my data. I recorded this last night during my test drive. Alright, as I was driving, as you can see, I looked at my fuel trims, which gives me a direction whether it's going to be fuel or spark, and kind of which bank to go at. As you can see, fuel trims on bank 1 are positive 26%. On short term, long terms 12%. I reset the fuel trims and drove it, and that's what it climbed up to. So this is telling me I definitely have a fuel issue. So let's go to misfire. Pretty sure I saved it here somewhere. Nope, that's fuel trim again. Alright, that was all my fuel trims from my test drive. I cleared it a couple times, reset the fuel trims just to make sure it came back. Let's go into it. We'll go back into the vehicle. I'm going to pull up misfire and show you guys it's misfiring. Go to data display. Alright, here's my misfire data. I'm going to start it. As you can see right off the bat, misfire cylinder 3 is counting way up every time. It's a dead miss on cylinder 3, there's no doubt. Go down and look at the history of it. Yeah, the misfire history on cylinder 3 is 2,977 misses since I cleared the code and reran it. So, alright, let me shut it off. You don't want to run it too long with a misfire because there's a chance of melting the cat. Probably wouldn't be as running lean, but still, it's not good for the engine to keep running it. So now let's go in a direction. I know because of my fuel trims that we're working on a lean misfire. So we know we don't have to go after spark. It's probably not a mechanical issue. So let's go after fuel delivery. Alright, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hook up my fuel pressure gauge, and I'm going to do a injector balance test. Just set my camera down for a minute. I'm going to try to get it so you guys can see here. Just bear with me. This is the first video I'm shooting. Get a light down here so you guys can see. These vans aren't that fun to work on, so if anybody's worked on one, I'm sure you're aware of that. I'm trying to get my camera so you guys can see what I'm doing here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up my fuel gauge, and I'm going to bi-directional control the Sols Pro as a injector balance test, and it'll let me shut each injector, turn it on and off. to make sure that it's flowing fuel. I'll show that to you guys here in a minute. Just got to get my gauge hooked up. I pulled the engine cover off last night. It's going to be able to pull that off too. The biggest thing being that it's a van, you got to be careful that you don't get fuel inside the car. So I got a long hose that goes on it. And this is going to tell me if I'm going in the right direction, which by the way the fuel trims look, and the wires don't look that old on this. This van's recently had a tune-up. So I want to say a couple months ago I got new wires and plugs and routine tune-up. So I'm kind of really going in the direction of fuel. As you can see, I got my gauge hooked up. It's got a hose right here that I got it run down through, so any extra fuel we could drain down on the ground. Now I'm going to go back to my scan tool. I'm going to go back to special functions. As you can see, it's got an injector balance test. I'm still in the engine part of the scan tool. Okay, I got to get my key on. As you can see with my key on, I'm reading 60 p, about 57 psi. Alright, want you to. You can only do this one injector per cycle, because it doesn't want you to flood the engine out. Alright, I'm going to start with injector 1. It's going to be hard to get both in here. Here's injector 1. I'll put the camera on the gauge. I can't get both on. As you can see, it's charging the fuel pressure. Now I'm going to do the drop on it. Okay, you can see it went down to about 47 psi. So now I'm going to continue, go to the next injector, which is injector 2. It's going to re-energize the fuel pump, back up to 63 psi. I'm going to do the drop. About the same, 47 psi. Alright, I'm going to do injector 3, that's the problem one. As you can see, that one's not dropping. So we either got a plugged injector or an injector that's not working, or we could have bad wires going to it. So I'm going to finish the test. We're on injector 4 now. That one's functioning. We're going to do injector 5. As you can see, they're all consistent, except for injector 3. As you see, I'll put you back on the scan tool here. It's run on bidirectional control. It's called an injector balance test. It's pulsing the injectors all equal amount of time to make sure they're all dropping and contributing. So as you can see, they all contributed about 47 psi, except for cylinder 3. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to exit out of this on my scan tool. Right now I'm going to put the scan tool away for now. And I'm going to probably turn it off. Give me a second here. It's going to want me to, there we go. No sense of leaving it on, I'm going to be a while. What I'm going to do now is I got to get my fuel lines disconnected. Now I know it's definitely injector. The route I got to go at is see if it's if the injector's plugged, or if I got a power issue going to it. And see if maybe the coils inside the injector are bad. how I'm going to find that out is I'm going to hook up my Pico scope next. I'm going to tie that in. I'm going to find the power and the control wire, check the control on it, put my amp clamp around it, and see what we got. So I'm going to shut the video off. I'll restart it in a little bit, and we're going to go from there. As you can see, it's a van, and it's going to be hard getting down here. Hopefully, I'm not looking forward to pulling the injector. It's going to be quite a job, but give me a little bit. I'll restart the video after I get my fuel line, my tester disconnected, and get my scope hooked up, and we'll go from there.